All right, so welcome back. Today I'm going to do more of a review overview. I just I happened across this show, and I'll be honest, I I have thoughts. So the show I'm talking about is The Wedding Coach. Now, I'm going to preface everything I'm about to say with there are a lot of shows, whether it's HGTV or things that have been on Netflix, tiny homes kind of shows, remodeling projects, all that kind of stuff. I love shows like that. Like anything to do with homes and redoing home stuff, I'm all about it. If it's very much the real world sort of mentality, you remember Real World, right? It feels like there are moments in the show that are being made to be more exaggerated than the personality of that person might actually be. Now, I don't know her personally. I don't know anything about her. But I will say there are some moments where you see the scene and you're like, okay, sure, okay, yeah. But then there'll just be like a random reference or cursing in a way that it doesn't really fit the pacing of the scene, and doing a little clarification. So I did check. The host gives a little bio thing in the beginning about like this is why I'm doing the wedding things, and the personality is very evident. For some reason, my mind completely blocked that whole thing out. Not gonna lie, I blanked on it. I was just like, oh, this is just a person. They're having a person do the wedding coaching thing. That's weird, and I don't get it. Not that it makes it make any more sense, but for anyone who's watching, like, you don't know. They say it right in the beginning. You weren't. Oh yeah, I completely spaced out. I guess on that part. I was looking over it again because I was looking for like clips, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll put something. And I saw the intro, and I was like, oh, that, okay, that's her. But then there's still what I said. You'll see what I was gonna say. You know what I mean? Like it seems like it's done more for shock value. Like, ha, I said it, as opposed to, oh well, it's tracking with the flow of the story, and like that's just how the person talks. So here's the thing, it's funny. A lot of the Netflix shows are funny, and I don't know if they mean for them to be funny. Very much like Love Is Blind and those kinds of shows that Netflix has. They're funny shows. Watching Real Housewives, all those kinds of shows. They're entertaining. They're funny. The characters. There's a behind the scenes where they're kind of enhancing a lot of the topics, a lot of the conversations that happen with the way that they portray her in the show. I'm sure she's like she doesn't act like that normally, or maybe she does. I don't know. Again, I've never met her, but there's a way that she goes about talking and interacting with the couples that there are some cuts that they do where when you see the reaction of the couple, it seems like oh, I wasn't expecting her to act that way, or I wasn't expecting her to say that, and it kind of breaks up the scene in a way. Like it feels like, because they edit it. They do way more editing than I do. So they shoot scenes, they reshoot scenes, oh, that looks good, the lighting, people have to have camera packs on, and so you see a scene in a show that's on Netflix or. So this is going to be another little interjection. It's going to be a real short. When I'm referencing and saying it can't be real, I'm speaking specifically to shows, like television shows. So if they say it's a reality TV show, that kind of thing. If it's an interview, there are times, obviously, when it can be real that people are talking, where they'll have a mic on one person, and depending on the quality of the mic, or if they have like a boom mic and it's over the top of the shot but you can't see it and they're kind of walking around, there are situations where it can happen. I'm speaking more specifically to reality TV shows, because a lot of times it's just scripted, like they're just trying to create a lot of drama for that particular thing. And then when you have shows like HGTV with all the stuff that came out about that, and them pre-scripting like people in their houses and stuff, there's behind the scenes, like it's not completely authentic. And not that that's necessarily a bad thing, like you want to have good entertaining stuff to watch, but just, again, I understand that obviously there are times where it can be genuine reactions for things. I'm just speaking specifically for this type of a format of a show. Okay, back to what I was saying. The reason why I bring up the wedding coach thing is because there are those moments where, like I've mentioned in, I know at least one other video, finding those moments, those TV shows to watch where you kind of turn your brain off and just absorb something where you're just like, hey, I don't have to think much about this. I can just kind of enjoy. And this is definitely one of those shows. You know, using foul language and making inappropriate jokes. She's trying to pick that side up because the couples tend to be a little bit more, I won't say wholesome, but they're just living the life that they're living, getting to, you know, the point of marriage. So, in doing the editing and going back over the episodes that I've already seen, I think I have a better idea of what the show is trying to do. It seems like it's trying to be more of the I've been through it before, don't stress, I'll take stress off your plate kind of thing. And if that's the kind of show it's trying to be, good on it. I mean, I'm you know, there need to be more shows and more people out there trying to tell people, hey, don't stress all the time. You know, enjoy the life that you're living, and continue pushing that forward as the agenda that you have, like being in a better place, in a better mood. So if that's what the show's trying to do, great. I stand by my initial ranting that I've been doing about the show, just seeing it, kind of letting my mind zone out. But if that's what the show's trying to do, like you'll hear me say later, I'll watch the rest of the season, more seasons. I'm all about shows talking about self-care and, you know, enjoying what you're doing, but not letting it like kind of get the best of you. Like, I'll finish it, and if they make another season, I'm sure I'll watch the other season. Like, it's more than Say Yes to the Dress. It's more than any of those kind of where you just get like an aspect. Like, it's them doing the wedding, and like you go to the wedding and you see how the wedding went, and it's just it's a very. I guess this is more of a recommendation then. I've seen like an episode. What episode am I on? I think I'm on 2 or 3. I don't know. I'm maybe on episode 2 or 3. It's a recommendation. If you want something silly to watch, just go watch it. It's, you know, it's on Netflix. You can binge it. It's maybe 6 episodes long, I think. Have at it. It's be prepared. Like, it's gonna catch you off guard a little bit. And if you just love shows like Love Is Blind and all the other stuff, I mean, I'm sure you'll love it. It's a show, but when I was watching it, I saw the reactions of the host, and it was like a stark, like it kind of threw me out of what they were trying to do, because it seems so aggressive the way that it happened. You'll see what I mean if you watch it. And if you like it, listen, if you like it, comment below if you've watched it before and you're like, you don't understand what it is and you don't know what she's done before and the work she's put. I don't know who the person is. I just started watching it because Netflix recommends stuff. Well, Netflix just gives like new releases, so it'll recommend stuff, but then there's also just new releases that come out. So, you know, it's just one of those new release things. So yeah, like, subscribe, comment below. Again, comment below. If you guys don't comment, I'm just gonna keep doing these random bits. It's gonna be all over the place. It'll be Lois and Clark and Spider-Man, and then it's gonna be random rantings about, you know, keeping it together on a daily basis, and then me just talking about random Netflix show. I can do that content. I'm just gonna keep putting these videos out. But if you want to hear something else, comment below. Tell me other things you want me to watch, listen to, react to, what have you, and I'll go from there.